Oh, settle in, ladies and gentlemen. We have found our first Hallowed Fountain mirror match of the day. I look forward to nimble obstructionisting things here. I probably just want to hit all my land drops here, right? This is probably just like top. Definitely want the Snapcaster. A civilized weapon in an uncivilized time. Look at my instant rattle chains. What is going on? What is going on? I don't understand. Chat. So there was actually no, it is straight up spirits. Okay, there's a Mutavault. There was actually a Jeskai Geist deck that was playing 3 main deck Rattle Chains, which was really sweet. I thought it was civilized. Opponent's actually playing a linear deck. Our hand is suddenly much less good, and I'm cracking this fetch because we need Lightning Bolts and Path to Exiles last turn. God bless us, everyone. I'm gonna flash this in now while I don't have counter magic up. If he didn't lose to it so much, I'd think he's cheating. Wonder how aggro they're gonna get here. They could just like fire these up and crack us for 6, right? And I guess I'd rather this time. I guess like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, right? Pass the turn here. Cryptic Command up. I'm gonna Plains here just in case we draw Helix. I'm gonna Raven's Crime a Spell Queller out of their hand here. So I think they only have 2 cards left. I think I just want to go like path this, Cryptic Command, bounce, draw, path this, snap path this, sorry. Yeah, I think there was a list you should look. Like I said, there was a Jeskai Geist list that was playing 3, it wasn't playing Selfless Spirit, but it was playing Spell Queller, and it was playing 3 Rattle Chains in the main. That seemed kind of sweet. And like, if my opponent sacrifices a Selfless Spirit, and this Cryptic Command was like just a removal spell, like that's fine, right? And if I get a little bit of tempo off of this, that's also fine. So like, I'm pretty okay with either outcome here. We just drew a path. Gosh, it feels good to be a gangster. I'm gonna go ahead and get my Snapcaster Mage resolved right now, though, just so I have a answer to one of these Mutavaults in play. So we're giving them a pretty sizable mana advantage here. But I think that's fine. This Vendilion Clique is probably going to take this Negate out of my hand. Give us a different card. Yeah, I believe that, Harlan. I didn't say it was good. I said someone did it and it seemed sweet. I believe it or not, I'm a leg bouncer. When I sit down, you just don't see it as much. So like I sit here and I bounce and wobble when I stand, which is nice. Keeps me, you know, I'm old, keeps me a little limber. Got a birthday coming up soon, maybe even older. Old man Hogland. Shoot, Pinky, you're older than me. That's ancient. A bouncing ball, that's probably not a bad idea. What you have to understand is that, like, I'm at least jaded and old enough for someone twice my age. You see, the little Emrakul flash made me jump there for a second. Walk. Alright, that land's great. Turns on my Colonnade. But I'm 100 and the inside is what counts, right? I'm 102 on the inside and that's what counts. I feel like we're stabilizing here, right? I want to knock on wood or anything, but... Oh yeah, just the turn 7 Aether Vial, exactly where you want it. I should get a nicer chair. I should find someone that makes nice chairs that wants to send me money and a free chair. That's what I should do. I should hit up a sponsorship from someone on those. Who makes great chairs that I should send pitches to? This resolves, and then I'm gonna path it. DX Racer. And that's a bunch for DX Racer. Hey, Perkins, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? DX Racer. I'm going to have to send them a message. I love my chair more than some members of my family. It's a pretty good endorsement. And again, don't forget you can click yourself, get these crappy cards out of your hand. Oh, are we pathing my click? Well, I mean, if we're pathing my click, are we pushing my click? Okay, well now this negates the same as a removal spell, right? So I'm like, just gonna get a basic mountain here, negate this, and then not click anything out of my hand. My opponent would have waited 30 seconds, so I wouldn't have this negate anymore. Nope, I would like this Cryptic Command, thank you. I'd like to eat the Selfless Spirit. God, what a great draw. What a professional Magic player. Spell Queller. Spell Queller. Vial's not just about the instant speed, Vial's about allowing you to cheat on mana. So Vial's really good at that, right? It's good at letting you cheat on mana. Right, so because they have this Aether Vial, I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this. Return this to its owner's hand, draw a card. Just like cycle this. reset this thing. And like if they replay this next turn, I'll Queller it and then like have that on board, especially like these removal spells in my hand. We can snap Cryptic it next turn even. I probably just want to Queller it, right? Could go either way. Yeah, I think I want to Queller this. Like get my threat out. Rats! You got me. Snap the Serum Visions. Start getting through more cards in our deck. We're getting to a point where we can start activating this Colonnade while also holding up interaction, which is good. So pretty solidly turning the corner. The fact that my opponent's deck doesn't have like lightning bolts or helixes in it means that I'm not in danger of getting burned out this game, which feels great. Nimble Obstructionist, Vendilion Clique. I don't think I'm in the market for this. I think I'll take a Clique, just like close the game faster. And again, like we're entering like the burn deck portion of the game, right? Where like these removal spells in my hand are just gonna like turn into like closing the game out a turn or two sooner. Watch out for Psionic Blast, that's true. Maelstrom Wanderer, yep. I'm just gonna bolt that, right? Get it out of the way. Boop. They have another 1-drop, because like they cast that from their hand while they have this vial on one. No, I want to draw a card with this Electrolyze. I'm greedy. My Electrolyze just draw cards, thanks. How many basics are in my deck? It's one of the things that varies in these. We got 3 islands and a plains and a mountain. Seems reasonable. Sure. So I'm gonna click them before I go to Electrolyze this, just so like nothing fucky happens, basically. Like if I click them, I could take away their trick, and if they go to use the trick in response, I can Electrolyze this in response and just like never be at risk of getting blown out. Like I don't want to take this out of my hand anyway, so just like spot checking for shenanigans seems like a reasonable idea with this click. The quality games of Modern are really good, and I enjoy them a lot. Like the back and forth of like these interactive decks is really enjoyable. The problem is that there's a lot of games in Modern that just like turn into total nonsense, essentially. They could redraw the trick, sure. They have Phantasmal Image here? They do, and they're imaging my Spell Queller. Okay, that makes sense. Nimble Obstructionist. Alright, so if I fire this up, I can still cast Obstructionist, right? Yep, looks like it. There's no reason to attack with these. They have a 2/3. Also, this is game 1, and my opponents used 10 minutes off their clock. So we've got that going for us, too. I mean, like, people just play whatever garbage they want, right? Like, well, this is a competitive league, but, like, people have money to burn. They don't care. Bolt. Yes, sir. Don't mind if it does. Alright. This... I need one more mana. Yeah. Oh. Attack with everything is lethal here if they have nothing, right? What do I get blown out by? If they have... Nope. This is only on 2. Alright, I'm just gonna attack with everything. Hey! The Drowning Cow live with that brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. This might be overly aggressive. It might be that I'm supposed to be conservative this turn with the 2 bolts on top of my deck. That's probably true. Thinking on this attack for 30 seconds more, this is probably bad. So they can go trade here, bounce, chump. Yeah, I should have just attacked with this. This all attack was too risky. I don't think we're getting punished here, but... Leave something in my hand to bluff. They're dead to bolt and colonnade next turn. Need to not somehow take 3 extra off this one card they draw. Why? Hey, look, I put red cards in my deck, opponent. Yeah, burn deck. Alright, what are we doing? These negates seem pretty terrible. Verdict's probably fine. Keranos is probably fine. Staticaster is excellent. None of these other cards seem very good, right? I think so. Spell Snare and Mana Leak both seem kind of medium. I'm going to cut both these Mana Leaks. Jace is probably fine, right? You like Blessed Alliance? Yeah, Blessed Alliance is probably okay. He's probably fine. Let's just like cut a bunch of the counter magic out of our deck. Like play a little bit lower to the board. I like this. I like this. Seems fine. Let's do it. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish this league. I'm getting a little tired. Being sick takes a toll. In the words of a great songwriter, this hand is more than good. It's great. Perfect. Get the 3rd land right off the bat. Yeah, it's tough, Sage. I don't know. I feel like they're more likely to have, like, Dispel type counterspells. Am I about to get Shadow of Doubted? I felt like I was about to get Shadow of Doubted there for half a second. We'll bolt this Rattle Chains at my end of turn in response to its trigger targeting itself. Just want to keep their pressure off the table. Crack this for a Hallowed Fountain. All right, this is a really important lesson for everyone that wants to play the Flash deck. your instant speed cards can be played on your turn as sorceries. You should do so more often. Just good quality life advice. Deal. Hey, look at that. I did need a land. Am I gonna play the Bash tomorrow? Yep. 10 out of 10 playing the Bash tomorrow. Looking forward to it. RQR Master X85. Almost 2 years. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you for the continued support. One more month till that blood shard pops up next to your username. I appreciate it. It's been a long while. And an adventure from Magic to Hex and back and doing all the different things. Oh no! How will I play my counter spells now? I think I'm just snapping a lightning bolt here. Why can't I play sockets and play 4 Arcing Rust? Why not both? Pro tip, the best sockets deck plays Ruby in it. Oh, you know what? This should have been another white source, right? I've got 3 white cards in my hand. Probably doesn't matter. Nope. This is why this is a control deck that's reasonable. Because getting to like play my control card as a like bolt your face and start attacking you with this 2/1 is very good. 5-0, of course, Burgle. Of course, Cobra Sahili finished 5-0. Deck's perfect. I'm perfect. Chat's perfect. Person that donated so we play it again. The most perfect. Knock on wood, it seems like changing to the 5 gigahertz network on my router has fixed my connection issues that we were having. No, without cord. It was still the Summoner's Pack build, Burgle. If chat was in charge of designing Magic, we'd never lose. Ain't that the truth? All right, in response to this Vile trigger, I'm gonna bolt this. It is true, Mikey. It gets to play both. Both the best hate cards. Hey, Zambon with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Thanks for sending your Amazon fun money this way this month. I really appreciate it. I think because they have this Vile, if they don't play into the Spell Queller this turn, I'm just going to end step it and like try and kill them. If they do play into the Spell Queller, we are 10 out of 10. Killing the crap out of whatever they play. It's my opinion on Eternal. The gameplay in Eternal is fine, but I really dislike the CCG model for acquiring cards. It's really cash grabby, and it makes it really inaccessible for someone that doesn't want to grind the game a whole bunch. Like, if you're a free-to-play player, Eternal is fine, or if you're someone that only enjoys playing Limited, but as someone who primarily only plays Constructed in TCGs, it's very expensive to play Constructed in games that are modeled after the Hearthstone model. You mean the MTG Arena model, right? Ain't that the truth? I'm gonna path this in response so we don't get Phantasmal imaged. Have a Snapcaster Mage opponent. Yeah, the gameplay in Eternal is always fine. I just like I got to Masters in Eternal's Constructed ladder for the first time, and I just got bored with the one deck that I had, and like my options were like spend $100 or spend 100 hours grinding, and like I just don't enjoy grinding, and like $100 is too much for a video game for me. Like, if I put $100 into Magic Online, I can cash back out probably $80 to $90 of that. So I'm only actually putting $20 into Magic Online. Not to mention, like, playing leagues and challenge events on Magic Online, I make actual money playing in these events on Magic Online. Like those treasure chests that, like, there's always idiots in chats that are like, open your treasure chest, open your treasure chest. I literally turn those treasure chests into physical dollar bills that pay my mortgage. Like, in Eternal, I can't do that. There's no, it's a casual only game, so it doesn't really matter if I find the gameplay interesting. Like, if I don't have that extra competitive aspect to it, I, like, don't care for it. And see, like, $380, if you get $380 worth of enjoyment out of it, that's great. Like, different strokes for different folks. People like things that I don't like and vice versa. I just, like, compared to, like, the enjoyment I get out of Magic or Hex, for instance, where I don't have to put that money pit spewing into it, it's like, well, if I like these other things as much or more, and they don't require me to, like, spew a bunch of money to do that, I might as well do the other things that, like, are also enjoyable and don't require me to spew. Eternal is my number 2 pick for card games to play while you poop. It creates really good fast gameplay based on donations. It's really awkward. Like, there were Pokemon TCGO tournaments that were managed outside of the client, and it's really clunky and awkward to play out of client tournaments in those card games. It's really clunky and awkward. Number 1 is Epic. We talked about Epic Digital Alpha. That game is great because the gameplay is asynchronous. So you can play while you poop and then pause when you go back to real life. I'm gonna click them in response to this vial activation here. Let's see what you got. What you got over there, friendo? Yeah, like I said, the gameplay is fine. And, like, if Hex and MTGO weren't here, I wouldn't care. Ooh, okay. Rest in peace, sure. Nice Magic card. If you're bad, that's true. But, like, Hearthstone costs you a lot even if you're good at it. Like, you have to be, like, top 1% Hearthstone player to, like, qualify for their big cash tournaments, right? So, like, everybody pays to play Hearthstone unless you're completely free to play, and I don't find that fun. I will say this, if you're someone who enjoys playing limited, like, I'm not a big fan of limited in TCGs, Eternal's limited gameplay is just top notch. I think I think Epic also has good limited gameplay, but, like, as far as, like, compared to, like, Hearthstone and Hex and MTGO, Eternal is just, like, hands down the best limited experience you can ever have. Their asynchronous draft format is phenomenal. And I don't play a lot of limited, and when I played Eternal, I drafted a ton because it was so good. Prismata. I haven't even heard of that one, so no, I have not. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for joining us here. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. We're hanging out playing some Modern today. Remember, if you're enjoying what you see, make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. It costs $4.99 per month, and it's the absolute best way you can support my content. If you want to support my content past that, you can also do so by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will have to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there, you'll save 8% on your singles orders with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you could save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. They do custom playmats, sleeves, binders, all sorts of stuff. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of stuff that they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with them. It's great if you want to try a deck before you commit to buying it, or if you're someone that plays mostly online and you want to kind of change it up on occasion by playing paper. If you're willing to play Modern, Storm, yeah, definitely. Anything, and that actually brings me to my next plug. This Jeskai deck we're playing right now is a donation deck list. So one of my subscribers has sent me $12 to play card for card the deck list of their choosing. And if you want to learn more about donation deck lists, you can go to bit.ly/HoogleSell, all lowercase. In general, I'll basically take any deck lists that are tiered in there. Yeah, I think I want to just play the Colonnade here. Like, I'm pretty unlikely to give me something I want to Helix that I can't also snare. Yep. I guess you could make an argument for, like, I would want to Helix their face in response to this Thoughtseize. Just, like, go full burn. Okay, looks like it could be Grixis Shadow. So, unlike a lot of people, when people... Yeah, really wish I would have just played that so I could bolt them. No, Epic requires almost no... In fact, Epic is not free to play. It's a living card game, which means you pay a small, flat fee up front, and then you have all of the cards available in the game. So basically, for a $20 fee, you have playsets of every card for Constructed. Epic is in alpha for their digital right now, but I love their model. I hate the free-to-play model. I'm an adult who has, like, a job and children and, like, limited spare time. So, like, I would rather pay for my things with money rather than my time. Like, my time is precious and limited. Like, if I'm talking about doing something for money with my time, it better be, $50 or $100 an hour to be worthwhile. Wow, we just killed a Death Shadow with an Electrolyze. That's got to be some kind of achievement, right? Like, that's never happened before. I wonder if this Nimble Obstructionist can get in here and get this other Shadow. Here's the real question. If they play a fetch, do I try and get the fetch? Yeah, I probably want to get the fetch. I like getting people. That's my favorite. My favorite is getting people. Any thoughts on Charter Course? So in general, Modern isn't about generating card advantage, it's about killing people faster. So Charter Course just doesn't do what you're interested in doing in Modern for the most part. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. No fetch land? No fetch land? You're not attacking, right? Because you're afraid of Snapcaster Mage? Alright. Say hello. They have a Fatal Push. Say hello to my little bird friend. Can't Fatal Push this one. They could have Dismember. Dismember is going to be real bad for us here. It's going to kill this and make this a 6/6. Oh, God. Oh, God. Look at the terrible mistake that I have made. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, we brought this on ourselves, Hoaglandia. I have no one to blame but myself. I have but myself to blame. I really don't want to play in a Modern format where Grixis Death Shadow gets to play Force of Will. I don't know about the rest of you, but this deck would be completely over the top if it had a literal... Right now it has a 1-mana counterspell. If it had a literal free counterspell, we'd all be dead. Just all be dead all the time. That's a pretty good one. If they've got a brick in their hand, we could potentially steal this game. We need a brick in their hand and a brick on top of their deck, right? We need to flash the Snapcaster in, chump block the Shadow, Helix them, survive the hit from the Gurmag Angler, and then kill them with the Celestial Colonnade. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan. Like, nobody's excited about this plan, but it is the cards we've been dealt. It's not free, you get to give it +1/+1, right? Just dead to so many things here. Just can't beat literal anything. Dead to Fatal Push, dead to Stubborn Denial, dead to Terminate, dead to Dismember. Oh yeah, dead to that one. That's the thing. We needed them to not have any things. We died. We died. Womp womp womp. Alright, so Dispel's great. These are bad. This is fine. This is great. This is great. This feels like a Rest in Peace matchup. I feel like this is not a matchup I want to try and win on the stack. So I want to cut these counterspells, I think. Is Spell Snare good enough? That's a real question. It's a 1-mana counterspell, so it makes fighting on the stack a little bit easier. Is this a Keranos matchup? Oh, Blessed Alliance is just the nuts, right? That's just the nuts. I think I want to leave the Snapcaster Mages in, even though I'm boarding in Rest in Peace. And the reason for this is, if we have a Rest in Peace in play, we're probably going to be far enough ahead that we can draw Snapcaster Mages that are bad. And if we don't have Rest in Peace in play, Snapcaster Mage is going to be one of our better cards. So I think it's fine to have that non-bow in my deck. Yeah, I'm not excited about this, but it's fine, right? So, bolts and helixes might seem like they're not particularly good in this matchup, but they're secretly fine, because, like, a lot of these games, when you play them from the Jeskai side, I've played other Jeskai iterations in this matchup before, it feels like these games often come down to just like, alright, my opponent's low enough to have a Death Shadow in play, I'm gonna, like, end step, bolt you, untap, kill you with Colonnade, is usually where they come down to, it feels like. So I think the bolts are fine. I'd be willing to accept from someone that has more experience telling me that's wrong, but based on my experience playing Jeskai decks in this matchup, I think the lightning bolts are better than they may appear. You don't just, like, bolt their face willy-nilly. You don't start pointing these upstairs until their shadows are in play. But they're valuable for finishing the game before that. I would be very surprised if we're a favorite in this matchup. I think I would rather be on the Stubborn Denial side of this matchup. If I had to pick, if I was playing this matchup for $100 bills, I would rather be on the Death Shadow side of the board, I think. Yes, from the Grixis Death Shadow side, normally you leave somewhere between 2 and 3 Fatal Pushes in your deck post-board. This is a 4/5 with a Stubborn Denial up. Sweet. Alright. Oh, I'm just letting this happen, actually, right? We're just, like, hoping to rip yeah, I'm just letting this happen. We'll just rip a land and then verdict them. So smart and thin. Just the smartest, thinnest Magic player. That one's pretty good. Bolt, also good at dealing with this. I think I'm gonna bin this Dispel, and then just, like, Bolt Snap, Bolt, kill this Liliana. Holy crap! We just traded a Dispel for a Gurmag Angler? That was so good for us. I feel like I came out on the right side of that exchange. I don't know. No, probably not the best home. I think Grixis Shadow would probably try and board some Jaces, but I don't know if it would actually be good or not. Alright, they're getting Shadow back. I'm discarding a card. I think we're in a spot to race them. I think we're in a spot that I can race them. I don't know, this is kind of delicate. How is the Bolt and Planeswalker interaction still wrong? What's going on, Slacker? The Bolt Planeswalker interaction has not changed. They talked about changing it at some point. Yeah, I agree. It's like defusing a bomb. You gotta like pick exactly the right time to like start moving in on it. I tapped my lands wrong here. If they have another discard spell, I'm gonna get punished. Yep. Shock myself to do this. Who am I giving 4 health to? It's probably them, right? It's probably them. It might be right to just put myself to 20 because they're going to 11 from this. Might have been too cute. This does allow me to rip red pieces of removal to kill their Death Shadow, though, which is nice. Cute. This is actually really good for us, right? Well, this is a terrible fucking line on my opponent's part. They just put themselves dead to, like, Bolt and Helix there. Like, put themselves straight dead to Bolt and Helix. And I'm sure they're going to have a 1-mana 10/10 with Stubby D up here. I'm going to feel kind of bad, but I feel like I've taken most of the optimal lines possible here. The Blessed Alliance play is the only thing that's like kind of up in the air. Might have been wrong, but I don't think it really mattered. This cuts off some of their outs, right? Why did they crack that fetch land? They just have like a Teamer Battle Rage and it doesn't matter? A Fatal Push? It has to have a piece of removal, right? I'm not blocking. No blocks. Kill me. Kill me! If they just have one threat here, Path to Exile is lethal. I choose you, Pikachu. Yay, magic! Yay, magic! Alright. Yeah, I think I want to run it back. I could see this Keranos being good. I mean, this is better than a Bolt. Doesn't get Stubborn denied. Could be in for that, I think. It's better than this card. This card seems fine, though. I know we just ripped a Bolt to kill them, but I think the Keranos is actually better. I think I undervalue Mana Leak. That's fair. Keranos could be multiple bolts, you're not wrong. They're just like delayed bolts. Yeah, I feel like Mana Leak might be okay. They don't actually play to that many lands, right? Seems like not good, but it's fine, right? It's got like lands and spells. It's like about what you usually want to keep against decks full of Thoughtseizes. Just like a big part of the way I play these games, I just want as many of the cards that we draw as possible to be able to play to the board, because a lot of the times we end up in situations like what you saw last game where like my opponent and I are both largely empty-handed and we're just like trying to interact with things on the board, and like Mana Leak just doesn't do that. I mean, technically I'm not on the standing desk, I'm in front of the standing desk, but yes, I am currently using a standing desk. It is great. Fantastic, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Oh yeah, just put some 3/3s into play. Cycle another Wraith, put some 5/5s into play. Hey, Rattleclaw with the Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much, bud. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Feeling pretty dead. Feeling pretty dead. I think if they don't play another threat here, I'm going to fetch Shock and jam the Snapcaster Mage. Just try and race. They play Death Shadow here. Alright, just fuck sideways and it doesn't matter. Alright, I really need an affiliate link for the standing desk. I really need an affiliate link. Dear Uplift Desk, I am here, ready, willing, and capable. Ready, God. Temple of Tilt. What a... Can I concede? Alright, yeah, we're done here. We're done here. We're done. Our hand was very good, I agree. Magic Online is currently using 2 gigs of RAM, so I'm not going to do a whole sponsor plug again, but I am going to let you look at my beautiful splash page where Uplift Desk, you could be a part of this if with the right amount of dollars. While you restart Magic Online because it's using too much RAM. We're 1-1 in the league now. Beat some kind of Esper Spirits thing in the first round. What's going on, Immortal? Been streaming for about three hours today. And remember, if you didn't catch all of it, you can check out my YouTube channel. It's linked in the stream information down below. That was game 3. Was game 3. So he did lose that match, so we're 1-1 now. Like I said, I think that matchup's probably not unreasonable for the Shadow player. Some people in chat are saying like it's favored for Jeskai Flash, which it might be, but like that's why Grixis Shadow is just like one of the best decks in the format, right? It just like has draws like that can just run its bad matchups out of the game. I have 32 gigs of RAM, but my Magic Online VM only has 8, and Magic Online starts running terribly when it starts using 2.5 to 2.5 or more. Should fix the memory leak, right? So, this is a very typical Twitch chat Magic player-esque thing to say. When I play this deck that has some overlapping cards but is a completely different deck than you're playing, I feel favored. Blue-White Control and Jeskai Control are very, very different Magic decks. Very, very different Magic decks. Say it with me now, chat. Very, very different Magic decks. So, Blue-White Control might be good, but Blue-White Control having a good matchup against Shadow does not equate to this deck having a good matchup against Shadow, because they are very, very different decks. That deck's not all-in. It's not an all-in Saheeli deck. It is a value creature deck that happens to have a combo kill in it. And we already played a league with that deck today, and you can find it on my YouTube channel now that I just plugged a second ago. Yeah, right? The blue-white deck has a bunch of verdicts in it. This deck has 1 in the board. People are like, oh, they both have Colonnades, they both have Path to Exiles. They're the same thing, right? Nope. Nope. Yeah, this is going to be my final league for the day. I'm just feeling kind of drained. I don't know if you can hear the sniffles and the snorts a little bit. We're at the tail end of a cold and just not Not quite feeling 100% here. Get some sleep. Looks like it could be a mirror match. And there's a lot of variation to these Jeskai decks, right? Like they could have Geist, they could have Quellers, they could have neither. They could be playing one of the older variations, playing Nahiri in it. They could be playing Field of Rune in their Cryptic Command deck. Just, you know. These decks stopped playing Nahiri because Nahiri's not very good in them. Nahiri doesn't solve problems that this archetype has. Someone was just like, hey, that's a red-white card, and this is a red-white deck. Let's put a combo in my deck. And, like, it didn't actually solve problems. Is Nimble better than Geist? I am not going to lie to you and pretend that I have played this deck enough to have an educated opinion on that difference. I'm just going to tell you that I don't know. Think Twice probably indicates they're not playing any of the 3-drops, but again, there's a lot of variation in what people play in Modern, so can't know that for sure. I will say I appreciate the person. Someone asked about Restoration Angel. This is a donation deck list, so I'm playing card for card a deck list that someone submitted to me. I do really appreciate the fact that the person that submitted this deck list submitted 24 lands with no colorless lands in it. I think nice, like, I hope they have a Cryptic Command in their hand right now. It's like nice mana-based dork. I'm gonna play this out actually, so that we can Spell Queller a counterspell here. Not that they're probably gonna play a counterspell, but land. I'm probably not in the market for that. I'm certainly in the market for that. Do I want to snap Serum Visions here? Like something I'm down for. This resolved, it's good for us. Draw the Steam Vents. We could get remanded here too. Remand, grab Snapcaster things for free. Both of these cards are probably bad at this point. So I feel like I'm probably going to draw a land in my next 3 draw steps anyway, so I can bottom that Hallowed Fountain and hopefully find a little bit more action. Getting electrolyzed here. Thoughts on Serum Visions versus Opt in a deck like this? I don't actually know. Serum Visions lets you see so many more cards, and I don't know. I think if they were both instants, Serum Visions is the more powerful effect, and it's not close, right? The question that's up for debate is the instant speed that you gain from Opt worth the reduction in power level? And I'm not sure that it is. I actually asked, that was the one question, the person who submitted this deck list, I asked them, I was like, hey, how do we feel about Opt versus Serum Visions? And they were like, they basically gave me the answer I just gave. They're like, I think Serum Visions is better because it sees more cards, but that's one of the changes I'm considering. This is my surprised face that Alley's blue-white-red control deck doesn't have cards that win games of Magic. I don't know if I buy that, Avid User. Honestly, I think one is probably just better than the other, and we probably haven't played enough games of Magic to, like, know which is better or not. I mean, like, this deck is all instants. Like, literally all instants minus Serum Visions. I guess I technically should have floated mana here, right? We're 1-1 in this league, and this is game 1 of this match. I think I'm just bolt snap bolting at the end of turn here. These aren't doing much anyways. I am 100% confident in saying that splitting them 2-2 is never correct, and there's certainly one of the two that is better than the other in your deck every time. For testing purposes, playing 2 and 2 is like probably more than fine. For like in terms of like my deck being optimal, and I've tested it a lot, I think you should almost certainly be playing. Yeah, 2 and 2 says I didn't want to think about it. 4-4 split sounds fine. We played Harlan's deck the other day, right? The blue-red Kiki deck, and it just had all 8 in it. That was great. And 10 out of 10 enjoyed that. Just gonna play this now. Take a peekaboo what they got going on. Maybe I should have left up. Yeah, I think I should have left up blue for Cryptic Command. Maybe should have shocked that to have my Cryptic Command up here. Yeah, the Kiki deck was sweet. All right. This game, oh god, fucking Magic Online doesn't show me their cards. What they had: Bolt, Path, Think Twice. What else? Anyone remember? Just unreal how bad the software is. 2-2-1 with sleight of hand, right? Visions. Okay, no, I bottomed the search. The search is great. The Kiki deck, if you go to my YouTube channel that's linked in the stream information, you can find the video of us playing it there, and in the description of the video, you can find the deck list. I feel like we're pretty dead here. Usually the slightly slower, more dirtily deck is favored in games like this, and my opponent's deck is definitely slower and more dirtily than our deck is, right? Yeah, that's fine, right? Like, playing some of each is right when you have 4 of one. There's, like, definitely one that's better than the other, right? So you should, like, play 4 of the better one, and then if you're, like, in for more cantrips, you can do stuff like... I could have been really cute and, like, bolted my own thing in response to the trigger and permanently exiled their thing. So they have Path, and then 3 cards I don't know here. We could be running into a counterspell here. Yep, so opponent taking a very good line here. They remanded their Lightning Bolt, which causes my Cryptic Command to be countered upon resolution, so I don't get to draw a card from it. And then their Lightning Bolt went back to their hand, and then they re-Lightning Bolted my Spell Queller. I'm banning you because you're an idiot. What this idiot that has just been banned in my chat is not aware of is that the card Sorcerous Spyglass says, look at target player's hand. It's worded exactly the same way Vendilion Clique is, and Sorcerous Spyglass puts the cards in the fucking revealed card zone because it makes sense. I get it that you're like some kind of anal retentive nerd and you want everything to be exact and precise, and this is called revealed card zone, but what this zone actually is on Magic Online, this is the cards you've seen zone. It's not just revealed, it's the cards you've seen zone. That's what that little window is there. And the fact that half the cards that say look at your opponent's hand put the cards there and half of them don't is inconsistent, frustrating, and bad programming. So you can defend it in your little brain all you want, but that's the truth. I love me a good rant when we're getting dumpstered in Jeskai Mirror, don't you? Makes me feel better about the Jeskai Mirror we're losing. We take a quick break and take a dump on quick Twitch chat. Let's talk for a second about like how good their Fields of Ruin were here, right? Like this card was such a big pickup. I use Genie. It's not technically an IDE, it just does syntax highlighting. On Windows, I generally use Notepad++, but I haven't done actual development work on Windows in, I don't know, probably a decade. I mean, like, Magic Online is largely functional. Like, to say Magic Online does a bad job at letting you play Magic is dishonest. Like, Magic Online does a pretty genuinely good job of, like, letting me play Magic the Gathering. Correct. I'm aware, avid user. That's why I use them as the example. They're both worded the same, but they behave differently on Magic Online. God, all those client-based Vim is miserable. Am I gonna lose followers when I say I use Nano? Is that something people are gonna string me up for? And like, one of the really kind of like frustrating things about Magic Online is that, like, as far as playing Magic the Gathering goes, Magic Online is very good at playing Magic the Gathering. The things Magic Online falls short in is a lot of like the detail type things, right? Like the fact that half the cards that say look don't put the cards in the revealed zone. Half the cards do. It's like those small little inconsistencies that make the game slightly obnoxious. I think I'm losing my Hallowed Fountain here, I assume. And these Fields of Ruin are so good. They make your mana clunky if you're a Cryptic Command deck, but like the fact that they get you a land as opposed to Ghost Quarter is so huge. I use VI. That's fine. I think people should use whatever makes them happy. Magic Online is programmed in .NET, which, if you're anyone that knows anything about programming video games, you don't pitch someone that you're rating a game in .NET, right? So the only way we're winning this game is through a flurry of lightning bolts and Snapcaster Mages, right? Like that's the world we're living in at this point. The collection management in Magic Online is kind of laggy as a byproduct of being .NET, but as far as the actual like functions of the collection manager, the collection manager isn't that bad at Magic Online, especially in comparison to the collection manager in some of the other digital games. I am spell snaring this because I would like to burn you out of this game. MTG Arena is being written in Unity. Yeah, look at all the people in chat, just .NET. What's going on? I made a .NET game. I mean, I'm sure whoever they hired to write Magic Online, like, their first programming thing in college was using... Look at this, we drew a Colonnade, so this could punish their aggressive field of whatever. Also, if you've watched this stream before, or you've heard me talk about this before, clock equity is a real thing. This is game 1, and I feel like we're a little bit behind right now, but we are certainly up 4 minutes on clock. So if we have 3 very long games like this, my opponent will time out. To negate your Cryptic Command. This is the turn where we fight, and I think we're not in a good position to win this fight. And like I said, I'm expecting to lose this game. If I was playing this game at a paper Magic tournament and I lost this counterspell fight, I would concede the game and move on with the match for the sake of clock. But because my opponent and I have separate clocks here, I'm willing to continue playing and time them out. This isn't about testing. And anyone that tells you they're playing Magic Online for testing is mostly an idiot. Magic Online is good for repetition. It's not good for testing. This is not a good testing tool. Playing random matches against random opponents who you have no idea the quality of their gameplay. And like, if you look at some of the plays some of our Magic Online opponents make, you'll know that the quality of everyone's gameplay on here is not stellar. This is not what you should be doing for good testing. Do you have a 6th basic in your deck, opponent? Tap draw. Nah, this Cryptic Command's gonna counter a spell. This Cryptic Command's gonna counter a spell, okay? It's gonna counter the counter spell that's trying to counter my path. Can I... Nah, I'm short on lands. I can't fire this up. I don't want to get frisky and fire this up because I definitely have a path to exile here. Yep, pathing my Goblin Guide in response to you pathing my Goblin Guide. Only the best. Playing Magic Online is only useful in terms of testing if you're looking to know, can my deck do its plan A thing? What you shouldn't derive from Magic Online is you shouldn't go, I've played Jeskai Control against Burn 90 times on Magic Online and I won 60 of them, so this matchup is you know, 2/3 in my favor. That's not good, because if half or more of those opponents didn't know how to play Magic, or were bad Magic players, your results are going to be skewed by the fact that they were bad Magic players. You know what? If every Magic player who told me they didn't have real people to test with, so they play Magic online, just like got together and tested with each other, you'd actually have plenty of people to test with. In fact, in this stream alone, I bet there's probably a dozen or more people watching out there like, I only play Magic online because I can't find other people to test with. Well, guess what? Make some friends. Be social. Message other people. You know what? You play a match with someone on Magic Online and they play exceptionally well. Send them a message after the match and be like, hey, would you like to play some more matches together sometime? It's okay. The other nerds don't bite. At least they don't bite hard. Man, just look at this just good pure Magic. Discarded Emrakul. What? Discarded Emrakul? Making why would I want to I look, as someone who largely doesn't leave his home because my home is wonderful, I get that people suck. But if your goal is to like get better at Magic, you should in fact make friends that are other reasonable Magic players. How am I supposed to deck them now? They've discarded this Emrakul and shuffled their deck back in. How am I supposed to deck them now? I don't understand. There goes that plan. Abort the build plan. Abort. We're now up 6 minutes on clock. Just for those keeping track. Can they hard cat? That's true. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're getting close. Like I said, I think we're pretty much a dog here. But I also think that I'm going to try and beat my opponent with the clock in 3 games, so... Yeah, this one's just going to happen. I think we're out of basics, right? Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have checked because I just shuffled a Scalding Tarn back into my deck that I put on the bottom. It was a mistake to look at my deck there. I'm pretty sure we didn't have anything. Anger, Mana Leak, Path. Clear this up. Yeah, I'm just gonna take their path here. We're gonna try and kill them with this Colonnade, right? God fucking A. It's Anger, Verdict, Leak, and then they had a fetch land, right? They tapped their Celestial Colonnade for that too. Flooded Strand, thank you. Yes, they auto lose the match if they run out of time, even if they're up on games. Alright, now I just gotta hope they didn't draw a counterspell for this path. And what, 2, 3 draws in there? They have an Anger and a Supreme Verdict here. This sucks. Alright. Yep. So the plan has now become end step this and hit them with it twice. No, they have a Mana Leak that we know about. So I don't want to play into the Mana Leak. They have more than enough lands that we can make this Mana Leak a dead card. They have Mana Leak, Anger, Verdict, and the 3 cards I don't know right now. They drew another counterspell. We're going to be in trouble. Correct. We're not end stepping the Queller this time. We're going to end step the Queller in 2 turns is what I meant. Risk it for the biscuit here. Another counter spell plus a bolt kills us. But again, wasn't expecting to win this game. We're up almost... Well, that worked. God bless. We're up almost 7 minutes on clock now. Didn't attack with their Snapcaster Mage. Nice. 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 Getting that mana leak out of their hand is actually valuable to us here since we have like these expensive cards. This is fine. I agree, Rogue. I think if we steal this game, they probably can't win the match. Just gonna take this hit. So they have Anger, Supreme Verdict, and then 3 cards I don't know right now. Hopefully at least one of them's a land. Woo! Playing for clock equity, win the game. Got him. Got him! That was just like a good quality game of Magic, right? That was fun. Did y'all have fun? I had fun. All right, so what am I doing here? I think it's... I think my opponent's conceding. They said good luck in your next match in the league. Board out Queller. Is that real? You'd rather have bolts than Quellers? I guess that makes sense. Just like a 2/3 flash beater's not good enough. Do this. How do you think of this, Harlan? I don't hate this. Maybe split these 3/3. I think like what my opponent says, yeah, they're conceding. Trim 2 path, bolt is way better. Okay, that's good to know for the future if we had another one. Alright, well we're 2-1 in this league now. Bolt does get them dead. I concur. I do enjoy actually killing my opponent. Killing your opponent is something we like to do here in Modern. Our control deck. This is a burn deck, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed the first couple matches in this league, we've been playing Jeskai for about an hour now. They'll go up on my YouTube channel after we finish streaming here tonight. Awesome, you like the jazz. I'm glad you're enjoying it. If you are enjoying my content, you should definitely check out my YouTube channel, which is linked down below after we sign off today. Because I don't steal other people's music, my streams don't get muted. So there's a wonderful archive of stuff on my YouTube channel. If you're new here and you enjoy it, there's literally hundreds of hours of Modern and Legacy and Hex and some old Standard if you're into that sort of thing. But there's a lot of non-rotating formats now. We've even played some Vintage. Seems great, right? Just a little bit of everything. This is a cube stream. Look at you, welcome. All right. Basic Plains Aether Vial. Play your fetch land on 1. As someone who's gotten Leonin Arbitered out of way too many games of Modern, lead on the fetch land here. Maybe I should have Serum Visions. I was so excited to tell you about leading on the fetch land. I forgot. If we donated, would you play a Pauper deck? I'm not sure. Maybe I should give Pauper one more try. There's like kind of an uptick in popularity surrounding Pauper with them adding it to the Grand Prix. Yeah, I think I was supposed to Serum Visions here on 1. I was just so excited about being smart and thin and playing this. Meddling Mage. Okay, they're playing the humans deck. That's fine for us. Give it Steam Vents here, and then go Colonnade, Serum Visions. No, they added Pauper to side events at Grand Prix, which has people a little bit more excited to play it. And Channel Fireball is promoting it a little bit by flying Tolarian Community College, the professor, out to several of their Grand Prix to play it. Sorry, yes, to clear up any confusion there, it's added as side events at Grand Prix, but it's never been those before, so that's a big step up for the format. I have no idea. I don't often watch Jim's stream. So this is a, someone asked earlier, is this the donation deck? Yep, most of the decks we play here on stream are donation deck lists. I am, and let's call me retired and not old and you know, strung out. I really don't play. I really don't have events to practice for myself personally. So most of the time I am just playing other decks that people are interested in seeing, and people tell me that they're interested in seeing a deck by sending me money to play it. If you click the deck list button on your screen, you can find out what exactly our deck list is. If you are on mobile, you can type !deck in chat or find your way over to the information section of the stream. It's double Thalia's Lieutenant. Ugh. Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit there. Alright, so Scalding Tarn's great, right? This just top? Do I top the Serum Visions? No, I'm not. I'm gonna top here. And then we can Helix this, and then maybe these pass and the Snapcaster Mage can stem the bleeding. We're gonna take a pretty big hit this turn, right? We're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 8 or so. If they have a snake, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. No snake, that's good. I'm not sure if Twitch extensions work on mobile. So that would be my, I have no idea. And they didn't play anything there, so feeling pretty smart and thin here. This might be a fetch this for a basic island and like Snap Helix turn potentially. What we got? What you got, friendo? What 3-drop do you have? We could also Path plus Snap Bolt this turn, which is probably what is more likely to happen. You think Hallowed Fountain's worth a shock here, just so I can Queller plus Path the following turn? Is that the case? You think so? Yeah, we are going to get bottlenecked on white. That's definitely true. Okay, well, like this is a thing that's certainly happening, right? It's just like do that now. We know that's a thing. Am I going to 10 and then going to 6? Yeah, I guess that's the case. Lets me like snap path if I draw another one too. So I'm actually going to, do I want to snap path or do I want to, no, I want to snap the bolt. Let's do this. Bolter 3/3 here. And then next turn, Snapcaster plus Spell Queller can like team up and kill one of these. I think I'm in the market for both of these, right? Mana Leak kind of sucks, but the other ones are fine. What does Thalia do? Can't counter this, huh? Huh, little humans? Can't counter what? Can't counter what? I'm just doubling here, right? Hello, oldest son. There's another path on top of my deck, and Harlan is just so smart and thin that, like, they'll take this path, we'll get to path this, and then path something else. That Vendilion Clique that's on top of our deck is going to send this Negate to the bottom of our library, most likely. Look, I defer, Harlan. I said Harlan is the smartest, thinnest Jeskai player around, and he knows what's good. So if he says I should take 2 extra points of damage, damn well gonna listen to him. What's going on, oldest son? You want some cereal? Do you have a bowl? Can you get your bowl there? Have a real pro. It feels great. It feels great. Do they have any non-creatures that I care about? Is that like a thing? I guess that's fair. We're not countering creatures anyways. We could counter another Aether Vial. We're not very excited about either. Well, this league's done. This is match 4, so another half hour, 45 minutes, depending on how long they take. And I feel like they'd have a basic. I feel like they'd have a basic forest there playing Collected Company. Now the Mana Leak's really never doing anything, right? So we'll path this. We're actually at a favorite at this point, right? Because even if we draw some lands here, that turns on our Celestial Colonnade, right? Which is like great for us. Like, go ahead. Now we're just gonna like click whichever one they don't take here. I think they're both probably equally dead. I guess this Hierarch gets to attack us now. God, just the smartest, thinnest Magic player there ever was. No blocks. Ready to turn the corner, ladies and gentlemen? Who's ready for the corner turning? Corner turning 2017. This is my burn deck. My burn deck's amazing. I guess this feels a little bit bad if they rip the snake. I think I like just trying to kill them here. Maybe one snake is lethal off the top, we hold back. How do you not just float away? Ashiok asking the real questions. And just so light and thin, just float right away from my computer. Oh no, not another kite sail. Bottom here. I feel like I'm just gonna attack with these. I feel like we're pretty far ahead here, and I don't just want to die to them top decking Mantis Rider. Let's just make sure that doesn't happen. No, this is gonna be my last league of the day. We've been streaming for almost 4 hours. Meet some dinner with the family. I'm gonna trade with this. This is fine. I'm not fetching with that, so maybe I should just hold it. Mantis Rider. Oh geez, did they draw something that can eat this? Oh, gross. Gross. That's really good. Okay. Well, we're not out of the woods yet, ladies and gentlemen. Not out of the woods yet. Maybe trading the Clique was a little defensive. One thing that's true about this deck list is it doesn't have any big card advantage type spells in it. We don't have Sphinx's Revelations or Planeswalkers or something like that to really pull us ahead. We're kind of, depending on hitting like incremental advantage like our Snapcaster Mage is. What was the bug? Oh, you mean the Mantis is a bug? That's cute. Yeah, we could Colonnade, but then we die in the backswing. So if they rip another Mantis Rider, we do lose the game. I think trading my Clique for one of these freebooters was a mistake, and it's the mistake that's going to cost us this game. I don't know, we'll see. Depends on like how hot the top of their deck is versus how hot the top of our deck is. Head to a bug freely, great. This has got to be naming like Bolt, right? Only played one Bolt. He has a good name, Snapcaster Mage, because it's our best draw. Cryptic Command, yep. Only have 2 of those. Another Helix would be great. Bolt, also good. Post-board, we'd certainly be winning this game. So we wouldn't have these mana leaks and these spell snares in our hand. Yep. Redraw. I think the humans deck is just a better of this type of deck. Damn it, I thought they were going to cast it using the wrong land. Oh, Thalia, good. Whew. Thought there was going to be another lieutenant. We were super hosed if it was another lieutenant. Removal spell, please. Okay, that's great, right? Like, that's a redraw for us. We have 0 colorless lands in our mana base right now. Yep. They have to be waiting one more turn here, right? Nope. All right. I guess that makes sense. Want to rip a Helix real bad? Drew touch too many of our cards that are just like rancid against Cavernous Souls this game. Touch too many. Staticaster is great, Verdict's great, Jace is great, Keranos is great, E is great, Blessed Alliance is acceptable. Spell Snare is pretty bad, Mana Leak and Negate are pretty bad. Trimmer Cryptic Command. I think Queller's just good as a 2-3 flash. I don't think Celestial Purge is good enough. Oh, I guess it hits. Yeah, that's fine, right? It hits hits the discard guy and it hits Mantis Rider. Yeah, bug and the 1-2. We're at the 1-2 for half a second there. Cut this last Cryptic. Nice, Rollins. Congrats. Obstructionist is just like a shitty removal spell, right? That seems fine. I really don't like Spell Snare in this matchup. I could see Cryptic Command being acceptable. Maybe Cryptic's better than Obstructionist, because like sometimes we get into race situations which just like tap your team, draw a card, kill you on the backswing. See, that person got banned because I didn't say our draw was bad. I said we ended up picking up too many cards that didn't line up well in the matchup, which is one of the dangers of just playing a control deck in a format like Modern. Like, there's going to be a non-zero amount of games, especially game ones, where you just have bad cards in your deck against a lot of decks in the format, where you're just like, okay, I'm hoping I don't draw my Mana Leaks, my Spell Snares, and my Negates against the deck full of things that those don't have targets against. Like, that's just how it works, and that's okay. That's okay. Just gonna play this out on 2 preemptively. I love how this card interacts with Thalia. It's so great. If you're new here, there haven't been a lot of bans today. It's an average amount of bans. Hoaglandia is a brutal place where, unlike most of the rest of Twitch, if you open your mouth and you spew, you're gonna get banned. Their Twitch chat is a privilege. It's not a right. And there are lots of people who would like to, hey, Rollins with the $9.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very, very generous. Really, subs as always, best way you can support my content here. So if you're looking to throw a few bucks my way, that's definitely the best way to do it. You know, so at one point I was definitely part of the unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor camp in Modern, but the more I think about it, I think I'd rather have Dig and Treasure Cruise rather than Jace be legal. I think there's a lot of like Dig, Cruise, and Jace are all like really powerful cards, but like Jace often doesn't give the other player a catch-up mechanic, right? No, subs never get banned. If you want to spew and you send me $5 a month, you get to spew all you want. It's a bonus. So looking to spew, send me $5 a month. What the best Blood Moon decks are, and if it's decent in the current metagame. Hey, Harlan. Or Big Nuki gifted a sub to Harlan. Thank you, Big Nuki. Enjoy the emotes, Harlan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, drawing a spell would have been great this game at some point. Oh, we get to snap the Purge. Oh, that's so good, because this card kills this. That's so good for us. So here's the question. Do I want to kill the... I probably want to kill the champion, right? Because that can outgrow my Colonnade. So we'll snap. Oh, it auto-targeted. God bless. Purge this. Bolt this. Take 3. I've not played the Mardu Pyromancer yet. Path's a great draw. How aggro is it to just like fire this up? How aggro is it to fire this up, attack for 6, and path this? That's probably too aggro with them having 3 cards in hand, right? They like have another snake and then I'm really sad. Be a 3rd snake though. Like I'm probably pathing this Mantis Rider at some point anyways. I think it's probably correct to just be a little aggressive here. I don't think we're going to fully be able to turn the corner with them having 3 cards in their hand, but I feel like using all of our mana this turn and getting a chip shot in is like worthwhile. Hey, the Empire with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thanks for sending your Amazon Fun money this way this month. So for those of you that aren't too familiar with Modern, what we did there was Celestial Colonnade has Vigilance. So I was able to declare it as an attacker, and then with a stop during my attacker step, I pathed my opponent's Mantis Rider before it was able to block my Snapcaster. Can you help, buddy? What's wrong? Oh, it's out of battery. Go upstairs and ask Mom to plug it in. You gotta go upstairs and ask Mom to plug it in, bud. Go upstairs and ask Mom to plug it in. I can't help you, it's dead. I know, it's tough being 2. 3? You're my 3-year-old, right? Yep. So even if they have 1 more human here, I get to block plus Staticaster this down. Look, bud, there's a reason I didn't colonnade you. Something was going down here. Look at that turn 12 Aether Vial. So powerful. I would really like it if they just banned Grape Shot, and then we could have like nice cantrips in the format, right? Because like the reason we can't have nice cantrips is always the same, right? Storm's too good with nice cantrips. Well, let's just ban Storm, and then we can have nice cantrips. No, Nas, he'd be able to just eat my Snapcaster. Mantis Rider's a 3/3. Whoa, they boarded in Dismember. Okay, weird. Sure, deal. Yes. We're that scared of Colonnade that we boarded in Dismember? No, I think empty is fine. I think if you added the stipulation to Storm that you have to like use Goblin Bushwhacker to kill them that turn, so like Staticaster was always good and Engineered Explosives was always good, I think a Storm deck that has to kill with empty is perfectly fine and balanced, and every color has plenty of answers to it. Sorry, for those of you that are wondering, that was muted on purpose because Jake was having a bit of a meltdown.
Okay,
Or it's very devastating when our tablet runs out of battery.
come on.
It's an okay pickup. I would love to pod, what's it called? I would love to pod, Snap pod Voice of Resurgence into Renegade Rallier. That sounds hot. I'm just gonna trade these two for one here. They like almost certainly have a pooper to put into play, but I just don't want this to get much larger here. And if they don't have a pooper to put into play, we're in a great spot. I love the people that will look me square in the face and tell me that Pod and Splinter Twin are too good for Modern, but the current Storm deck is fine. It's just like, I get it. You just hate change and you're afraid of things that are new and scary. But trust me when I say that someone who's played a lot of Modern, especially when Pod and Twin were both legal, that the power level of Pod and Splinter Twin is not that different than the power level of the current Storm deck. And on top of the power level being similar, the Pod and Twin are both much easier to interact with than Storm is on average. So they've named Snapcaster and Restoration Angel here, so deal. Just gonna hold that for now. I'm gonna take 2 here. Feel real bad when they put, nope, that went to 3. The actual, and this is, I'm weird, I know. I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to tell you that my suggested changes of putting Pod and Splinter Twin make Modern a better format, because the actual answer is, I don't know. I can't tell the future, and I'm not going to be like, this is for certain, this is what you should do, and this is what the results are going to be, because only an idiot or a liar would tell you that. Only an idiot or a liar would tell you those things. What are your thoughts on giving tablets to children? I have such a mixed feelings. I mean, I spent a ton of time using the computer as a child. GatheringMagic.com, it was my article from last week. So one of my articles is on their front page right now. If you click into that and then click my name, you'll find all of my articles there. And it's better than Twin, in my opinion, Nas. At least the combo is better, because the combo aspect of that deck, what's the word I'm searching for? It can actually combo without its combo creature in play, right? Like, you can just have a bunch of rituals and then gifts empty kill, or gifts whatever kill you. Oh, this is sweet. With Blessed Alliance, we can double Staticaster, because this thing gets to untap my creature. I was a touch of a chicken shit, and I didn't put Blood Moon on my ban list once because I was suggesting enough be banned that I didn't want to hear people cry about it. Just genuinely left Blood Moon and Ensnaring Bridge off the list because I didn't want to hear people cry. I mean, we are playing a Jeskai combo deck here. I can only take so much crying at once, Dino, and I knew that I was already going to induce a lot of crying. So, opinions on Geist in this deck. I've never been super impressed with Geist in this deck, but players that are better Jeskai players than I am, like Harlan, they religiously play Geist in this deck, so it's probably good. I'm not in a market to Supreme Verdict, right? Just like not something I'm interested in doing. People just hate change. People are terrified of things being different than they're used to. That's just, it is how it is, you know? 4 mana and a creature. What is going on? Yeah, you can only take so much of it, Dino. This is Magic the Gathering Online. It is the official Magic digital client for Wizards of the Coast. What? Sure? I feel like there's a trap card in my future, but I'm unsure. I feel like they're passing priority here. Okay, well, we're gonna ping this. I gain 4, untap you, you sacrifice a creature. They're just gonna sacrifice the freebooter here, which is fine. Yep. Please play a 1-mana spell. God, they have multiple dismembers in their deck? Holy crap. Multiple dismembers in their deck. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Come get me. Question about the Cobra Ceiling Toolbox text in general. Is the Sigarda better than Aegilis of the Gods? Yeah, I think so. Because Sigarda, what's the word I'm searching for? Sigarda, like, actually kills your opponent, is a big part of it. Also, her protecting Meddling Mage is not irrelevant. And it's just about, like, not having a bunch of embarrassing draws in your deck. Like, there's a lot of cards that are embarrassing draws. Nope. They have a Lieutenant. God, their deck is just so much fire. All right, I think we're snapping this Supreme Verdict, right? I actually don't have a way to get this Chalice off the table in my 60 right now. That's great. Dead in 2. Man, remember when Harlan wanted me to cut my Nimble? Although I guess if I had a Cryptic, I could bounce this Chalice of the Void and, like, cast my other spells. That's probably would have been fine. We could use that to counter the Chalice trigger. That's hilarious. I'm just gonna play a 3-1 and kill them, but that's good to know. That's good to know. They're at 6. I'm gonna hope they draw 2 bricks and kill them. Now Lightning Helix off the top kills them. They draw a snake. Deal. This is game 2. We're down a game. Worth noting that these have been very long games. My opponent currently has 6 minutes on their clock. They're dead. Yeah, I think I want the Cryptics in my deck. Like, can bounce the Chalice and then get a turn with my stuff. Well, this deck actually has no way in the 75 to take that off the table. I have Engineered Explosives. I've exactly Engineered Explosives to take it off the table. No, I don't think Flusterstorm is good enough in Modern in general to be worth including. How do you feel about Spell Queller? Is that the cut here? Can I just cut some Serum Visions if they have a bunch of Chalices? Is that insane? I kind of just want to do this. Is this nuts? Harlan, if you tell me this is nuts, I won't do it. But I think I want to do this. I think Jace is fine. He's not great, but like he's fine. Like generates multiple cards. Yeah, I know they only have 2. It's like 2 to 3 at most. Like, Visions isn't stellar on the draw either, right? You're nuts. God, I'm a liar. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I hope I draw Jace instead of a Serum Visions and die. Just can't play any cards. I don't have any lands. I deserve that. 4 lands, keep. Buckle up, exactly. Getting some mileage out of those gifted emotes there. How do we feel about bolting the bird in this matchup? How do we feel about bolting? I'm up 6 minutes on my opponent. Given the context of my hand, do I bolt this Noble Hierarch? I feel like the answer to my question is no, but I'm willing to be wrong. I feel like it's pretty close to never ever. I'm going to do this and pass the turn. They could snake us on turn 2 here. I feel like if maybe I had a touch more spot removal, this would be okay. But because I only have this bolt, I really want to use it to kill their first actual threat. I feel like the fact that my hand is light on further interaction makes this a bad bolt to play on this Noble Hierarch. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't have any spells in my hands. Nice Sin Collector, idiot. Created a monster, because nobody wants to see monster no more. They want shitty. I'm chopped liver. If you want shitty, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of me. Because I'm rocking the table while he's operating. The FCC won't let me be me, so let me see. Yeah, but to be fair, we would have cast this, right? Imagine if Jace had been Serum Visions. Look, we've been streaming for 4 hours. We've been playing this deck for 2 hours. Like, we're getting towards the end of my limits here. Chalice of the Void for 1. Rude. Oh, I didn't have to tap an extra mana. That's fine. I'm so good at this. I've played Magic before. Just imagine if this was a Serum Visions now. You know, imagine. Guess I shouldn't auto pass. I should bluff. I should bluff having something here. I've not run back Land Nauseam again since yesterday. We did finish the Cobra, whatever. We've been playing Modern all afternoon. I have a ton of Modern donation deck lists stacked up, and I need to work through them. Is it Chalice on 2? This is totally a Chalice on 2, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I can dig it. Alright, so we're doing that. Am I ticking this Jace down or up? I feel like I want to tick it down, right? Would love another Cryptic Command. I guess I could have slid it up and then had Colonnade to defend Jace the next turn. No, I don't think so, Dan. There's a modern Mox that weekend, so I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather play that. I think maybe I was supposed to go up there. Is that Kessig Malcolm-Tense? No, just Mantis Rider. Alright, so going up, it still would have lived here. Yeah, I should have gone up there. Verdict, please. One time, one verdict. Okay. And certainly worse draws in my deck, because they probably only want to attack one thing into the Celestial Colonnade anyways, and then Blessed Alliance just... Oh, no. They have a Chalice of the Void on too. It's unfortunate. God, do they have a Dismember? They showed us multiple Dismembers last game. No, it still costs 2. Yeah, I think I want to just bounce draw. No, I think I'd rather bounce draw. Oh God. Who's excited, chat? Who's excited, chat? Who's oh God. Was it good for me? Was it good for me? I hope it was good for me. Hope it was good for you all, because it was good for me. Well, now we just kill these noble hierarchs, right? Huh. I guess... Democracy for Dredge. I appreciate the cheer, but you're catching us right at the end, Iron Guthix. This is gonna be the last league of the day. I will move Dredge up in the paid to cut line. I could kill Thalia plus Cryptic, yep. There's a Cavern of Souls. I can't counter the Mantis Rider. No, usually I don't play Collected Company. I don't think I'm killing these Noble Hierarchs, so I'm just passing the turn here. Oh, geez, are they just attacking with this Thalia? That's so good for me. This is so good for us. Holy crap. I was just expecting them to play the Mantis Rider. I guess they have a Dismember here. I'm kind of sad. But, like, Dismember was going to kill one of my things at some point anyways, right? Reflector Mage. This doesn't work how you want it to work, friendo. This doesn't work how you want it to work. I can replay this on their next turn. Alright. I think I'm just going bounce this Chalice on 2. Draw a card. Well, that all worked out better than expected. And we drew a Snapcaster Mage. Well, that's decent. I can't play this wait until the start of their next turn, right? So during their upkeep, we're gonna play the Staticaster. And they're also at a minute 22. You like Helix, Snap Helix here? This is not worded like Hallowed Color, so this is just gone now. We can't snap Bolt, they have a Chalice of the Void. So their hand is Mantis Rider, Chalice of the Void right now. I agree, Sculler is much better. Alright, so they attack with both. We Blessed Alliance and Edict 1. We take 3 down to 5. We snap Helix on this. We Staticaster to clean this up. You sack a creature. Cheat this. Snapcaster, Helix. I feel like my opponent kind of had like a classic case of like they overboarded, right? Like they're supposed to be the aggressive deck and they boarded into like all this reactionary stuff like Dismembers and Chalices of the Void. God, we've been playing this league for over 2 hours. Alright, well we're 3-1 now. So let's do a sponsors plug and head into the last match. Thank you everyone for hanging out here today. I appreciate you sticking out while I'm a little bit sick here. Got some snorts and snuffles here. Got a little bit of a cold. It's gonna be our last match of the night. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're hanging out playing some Jeskai, Flash, and Modern. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, you want to help support me past that, the best way you can do that is by subscribing on Twitch. It costs $4.99 a month or more, depending on how much you want to give. And that helps support myself financially so I can spend more time doing stuff like this and less time doing other things. If you're enjoying what you see, you can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. We're all Magic players here, and you're probably going to do some of this stuff at some point anyway. So if you're going to buy Magic Online cards, you can do so at mtgotraders.com. Using code Hogan PayPal, you can save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using promo code Jeff12, you can use 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, all sorts of sweet stuff that they have there. Actually, I have one of their binders right here. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. So let's say you want to kick the tires on something like this Jeskai deck, but you don't own all these cards. You can rent it from Spare Deck and kind of try before you buy. Or if you're someone that mostly plays online, it's really convenient to rent decks on occasion from them. I use their service a lot when I was grinding the Open Series. It gives me the ability to change decks week to week. Yeah, we won a match 1-0 because our opponent used 15 minutes off their clock and they ended up losing, so they just conceded the match because they likely weren't going to be able to win 2 games in the 11 minutes that they had left on their clock. It was a Jeskai mirror match. Lead on Serum Visions here, looking for a red source. Just going bottoms here, right? Definitely bottoming that one. The second Snapcaster might be fine. Yeah, I'm going to keep the second Snapcaster, actually. Because we can snap back a Visions. I am using a standing desk right now. This standing desk is actually one of the ones that's motorized, so it goes up and down. So I can adjust it midstream, which is nice. So I'm going to bottom this mountain. I'm going to top this path. Path's usually pretty good against Whimsub Teeth, but I'm going to go ahead and play this Scalding Tarn out to give myself the option to fetch this path away. What's my opinion on the Death Shadow deck? I think the Death Shadow decks are consistently one of the best decks you can be playing in Modern. Very, very good. It's possible that, like, I see Windswept Teeth and I should just play the Colonnade and assume the path is going to be good. That's probably the more correct line. This is probably being too cute. I think this gives us enough information to know that this path's going to be real. And I want to draw it. Yep, that's going to be good. Usually I stand for somewhere. Hey, I enjoy your content. Happy New Year. We shall rise with the 2-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I do appreciate that. I think my opinion on Death Shadow is that I think the deck is very good, and I think the people that think Death Shadow is a mid-range or control or grindy deck are not terribly bright. I think the reason why the Death Shadow deck is good is because it's a very powerful tempo aggro deck, and if you're playing some amount of Teamer Battle Rages, which I think you should be, I think 2 Teamer Battle Rage is excellent in that deck from when I've played it, that you're really more of a combo deck than anything else. Which, surprise! The combo deck's good in Modern. Weird. This is like a green-white. This is like Todd Stevens mush. Gross. Probably gonna outdraw us. Gotta get this dork off the table. This is definitely a matchup where we want to be more of a burn deck and less of a control deck. How cute are they? Do they ghost quarter themselves for another clue in response here? They're very cute. Yeah, I agree that the Ari school of thought that Battle Rage is bad is silly. I think the reason why the Shadow deck is good, even though it plays a bunch of interaction, is because it can nut draw people, and Battle Rage just helps you nut draw people more consistently. Alright, so I'm going to put a stop on my opponent's draw step, because if there's a land on top of their deck or a card I don't want them to potentially draw, I'm going to go ahead and snap path them. So there's a land on top of their deck here, so I'm going to go ahead and snap path so they don't get to play this land for free. I don't think these mid-range value-y decks are particularly good in Modern. I don't enjoy playing them unless they have some kind of combo finish in them. I think there's just too many decks in Modern that just get kind of free wins over these style of decks for these decks to be particularly good. But Modern's also a format where, like, people mostly just play terrible decks, so, like, if everyone's playing a terrible deck, some amount of you can play terrible decks and do well also. Knight of the Reliquary, yep. Just a little baby 6/6 there. I don't think any of the Kiki decks are very good. Are you talking about, like, the Kiki Moon deck, like we streamed with the other day? That deck's, like, okay, I guess. Wasn't super impressed by it. Skred's one of those terrible decks that people play, and it puts up results. Like, the reason why Modern's super popular is because regardless of what terrible deck you're playing, for some amount of the time, you're going to be able to run into 4, 5, maybe even 10 good matchups in a row and top 8 a tournament or a Grand Prix or your local event. Like, it feels like everything is playable in Modern because so many people are playing bad decks that eventually your bad deck runs into enough other bad decks that you do well. But the important side of variance that people often forget is that variance goes both ways. So just like a good player with a good deck can fail to do well at a tournament, a bad player with a bad deck can do well at a tournament. I mean, like, look at us. We just top-8'd what? Or top-8'd, we just 5-0'd 2 leagues in a row with the Saheeli deck we've been playing, right? Like, that deck is certainly not amazing, but, like, it's fine. And if you play it well and you play it enough, you're going to have reasonable results with it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Another white source here, I think. Yep. I think the 4-color Saheeli deck firmly falls into the camp of decks I was just talking about. See, unlike most people that play Modern, I'm realistic about the decks that I play in Modern. I know that I only did well because we ran a little bit hot and ran into players that made some mistakes. I still had fun doing it. It's okay to enjoy playing bad decks. Playing bad decks is fun. That's what we do on this stream all the time, is play bad decks because they're fun. But, like, telling myself that they're anything other than fun is like lying to myself. I don't like to lie to myself. I am many things, but I am not a liar. Yeah, definitely. Always willing to take other people's money to play Kiki Chord. Me and my waist not. Yeah, I know. It's really disappointing. I'm so excited to Nimble Obstructionist one of these clues. I don't think you guys have any idea how excited I am to Nimble Obstructionist one of these clues. Yeah, Rest in Peace sounds great. We're at top 3 decks in my opinion. Currently, Grixis Death Shadow, Storm, and probably some form of Green Tron. Probably Green Black Tron, but we're ghost quartering ourselves. Deal. Anything about mono white hate bears? I think it's fine. It's like not any better or worse than most of the bad decks people play. I think Affinity's always very close to being one of the top 3 decks in Modern. If you had me pick 5 decks, I'd pick Affinity for sure. If I expanded from top 3, Affinity and probably Burn would make the cut. Really weird that they didn't crack the clue. You have a bird. Have you heard about the bird? I said a bird. Bird's the word. I said a bird. So I just need to not die to this Knight of the Reliquary, right? That's the hat trick here. I think I'm gonna take a lick for 9 here. I'm gonna bounce this. I'm gonna bounce this and draw a card. Yep. Affinity doesn't beat other people. Other people choose whether or not they're going to beat Affinity. Okay, this is actually really cute. We can Nimble Obstructionist the recast trigger off our Spell Queller, right? Like that's a legal play. That's kind of adorable. I am kind of in love with the fact that that's a thing that we are able to do. Kind of in love with it. Do I want to stifle this clue? No, I think that's fine. Thoughts on Modern Dredge right now? It's another one of those decks where you don't choose to win or lose with it. Your opponents choose whether or not they want to beat you. So they have voice. Their hand is what? Voice, Scooz, Knight. And there's another Knight coming in here. We are super dead for reference. I think this matchup's probably pretty bad for us. Yeah, I'm just gonna pack it in. I'm not gonna grind this out. Let's get these Rest in Pieces in our deck. These cards in my deck. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. Cut a bunch of these awkward counter spells that are not very good. Have more cards to play to the board. I can't counter my own triggers? Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sad. All right, I'm gonna cut one of those just because I'm so sad. It could say up to rogue. It could say up to, counter up to 1 target trigger. It's even worse now. I was so excited. I was just like, we found this adorable thing that we can do. It's gonna be okay. What a great Hearthstone hand. God, this hand is pretty rancid. Probably a keep at 6, right? Alright. I'm going to give that person a timeout, and we're going to use this person as a learning experience for everyone in chat. Again, my Twitch chat is different than a lot of Twitch chats that you're going to be exposed to, especially their Magic Twitch chats. If you want to say something like, we're going to use that one as an example. I think Geist is better than Nimble Obstructionist. You have to use your words. You have to say, I think Geist is better than Nimble Obstructionist because, and then use the brain that you were born with to put into words and articulate yourself why you think that's the case. If you're not willing to explain yourself, that's okay. Just don't post in chat. because there are lots of people that want to post in chat and like generate an actual discussion here. And if you're just posting stuff without the goal of having a discussion, you are taking away from the people that want to have a discussion by just making noise in my chat. That's just a quick, you know, it's a quick heads up. And you see Nick Venner there. Nick understands. He's got one of those sub icons next to his name. If you want to spew, you got to send me money to spew. You have paid for the right to take up space in chat by subscribing. That is your right. Your right as a human being to subscribe to the channel if you want to spew. But if you don't want to spew and you want to contribute, that's fine. Here's a donation. Money for a Kiki Cord League. You get to play my pile this time. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you send me the list on Discord, Christus, or Twitter. Or Twitch, you know, place of your choice. Missing our third land sucks here. I definitely agree that True Name is better than Nimble Obstructionist. Why? Because it's broken half. That's why. Perfect. I'll add it to the list. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Hey! El Lortero Gem. I'm just going to say Gem. Thank you, Gem, for the Twitch Prime subscription. I appreciate you sending your Amazon fund money to this channel this month. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If I bolted on the end step, you're not wrong. Definitely a lot valid line. He's the most thin. Just the thinnest, Tutu. The actual answer on Geist versus Nimble Obstructionist, if anyone wants to know my opinion, is that I don't know. I haven't played this deck enough to know which of those two things is better. One of them is probably better than the other, but have I played enough to know the difference? No, I certainly have not. I will say that Harlan Fear, who is probably the smartest, thinnest Jeskai player in Magic currently, he plays Geist, which makes me inclined to believe that Geist is probably great. But I don't have that knowledge for myself. Why did we fetch Chalet Land 3? Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. I just wanted to get my shock lands into play tapped and develop my mana. It's good. So like this deck puts our deck in an awkward spot where the Ghost Quarters pressure our mana base. And so we want to fetch Shocklands, but they're kind of an aggressive deck, so I don't want to fetch Shocklands untapped. It's possible I should have quellered this. Storm is a trigger, just for reference. Storm is in fact a triggered ability. There's a Storm trigger that goes in the stack. Might have been better just playing Vendilion Clique here. Oh, I'm getting companied. Nope, town shipping, sure. And think it's maybe playable instead of the steaming pile that it is. Just, you're the best, Harlan. We're gonna kill them pretty quick here, right? This bolt's going upstairs. Is it going upstairs? This could block, I guess. If this attacks, this bolt is going upstairs. No attacks, alright. Let's get this Vendilion Clique out. See what they got. Yep. Our white source here. And I feel like this is kind of how the games have to go in order for us to win this matchup. Like, our opponent's gotten pretty unlucky this game, right? Like, we pathed them twice, so they haven't drawn all of these lands, but even not counting that, our opponent's drawn a lot of resources this game. Hey Harlan, you might know. Do you know anyone that would want to play in a team with Matt and I in Cincinnati? I think Matt and I are going to go to Cincinnati, but I'm not sure that we have anyone that wants to be a third. Probably someone willing to play Modern. I think I'm going to play Legacy. And Matt likes playing Teamer Energy Mirror, so God bless him. What is going on? Ugh. Well, that's... Yep. Yeah, right? Where's Nimble Obstructionist? I'm only gonna attack with this because I have a Staticaster in my deck, right? Yeah, if I draw the Staticaster, I can clear the board and kill them next turn. I was gonna say I'm gonna trade these for tokens, but... Oh, they're gonna get to Gavany Township me? I guess we just need to draw Bolt, a Snap, or a Helix, right? The Abzan Counters Company deck doesn't have results for a reason. It's not particularly good. I think it's better than a lot of decks that people play in Modern, but I don't think it's as good as like the top 5 decks that I listed earlier. Yep. So opponent drew very poorly and is still just dumpstering us here. So, you know, them's the beats. Bolt. Okay. Oh, this actually gives us a chance, right? No, it doesn't. Not really. I have to verdict here, right? Verdict's a redraw. Bolt, Helix, Snapcaster. Dead. I guess this cycles, right? I can stifle the Elspeth emblem. No, and then path one of those, and I'm still dead. Okay, depending on how they sequence this, we might get an extra draw out of it. Oh, I should have shocked myself, right? Because now Snapcaster isn't a note. Yeah, I should have. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Hope we draw Snapcaster. Alright, I get a game 3. I have to play a game 3. What a tilt. What a tilt. Why couldn't we brick there? Why couldn't we just brick there? It'd been so much better if we bricked and died. To play a third game in this matchup? Yeah, where's your Geist to Saint Traff now? Where's your Geist to Saint Traff now, people? Alright. How do we... Is Negate crazy? Is Negate crazy? Someone tell me Negate is crazy. I feel like the Negates are probably bad, right? They hit Elspeth, Company, and Path. How do you feel about a couple Negates? Should I just have Mana Leak in my deck? Is that real? Spell Snare on the draw for the voices. I think that's narrow. Oh god, they have voice in their deck? Yeah, I'm just gonna click submit. Submit. Alright. And I'm an old man, and I've been standing for 2 hours now, so... Oh god. I think we're gonna need to have, like, a donation deck list rule, where, like, if you submit a fair deck, it's gonna cost you more money than if you submit an unfair deck. Just because, like, it takes twice as long. Alright. Ooh. Found a piece of candy. Just gotta bottom aggressively here, right? And for that red source. I am in my 20s, and I am an old man. You tell me what I am and am not. There, game. It smells like top in the morning, right? The old Supreme Verdict Spell Queller combo deck. I'm gonna cycle this to counter the stupid Tireless Tracker clue. I think the Land Nauseam deck is great. I think the build with Hex Mages and Ancestral Visions is very good. Yeah, taste it. Collected Company is unfortunate for us. Collected Company is unfortunate for us. I guess I just go like fetch basic mountain. And then Jace up. Feels okay. That feels okay. I remember when this would happen in Standard, your opponent just like passed with 4 mana up on the 4th turn, you're just like, oh, pretty unlucky, you don't have any plays, huh? Using this Jace as a pseudo fog worthwhile. They can quarter me off of red, that's true. Definitely true. God! What a powerful magic card my opponent has cast. What a powerful Magic the Gathering card. I probably should have fetched Sacred Foundry there, actually, right? That's probably what should have happened. I probably should have fetched Sacred Foundry. Do they not have a land? This one. Your turn. I think I have to kill the tracker. I think getting the tracker off the table is important. I just snap verdict here. No, I think I want to get the. I want to get this down. And take a hit, risk them drawing a card for the turn. I think. And I like dodge fetch land here. We want to draw a bolt so we can kill one of these and then snap verdict it. It's unfortunate. Am I still snap verdicting here? Probably, right? Taking the tracker off the table seems good. And like Queller plus Staticaster might be able to clean up. I think I like snap verdict. Yeah, God, imagine Anger of the Gods. Or if I just had like a Rest in Peace, right? Punted, didn't play my land before verdict so I could auto pass. We're going to 5 here if they draw a creature. Hopefully they just draw lands now, that would be great. Just right on time, Rest in Peace. Right on time, Rest in Peace. Yeah, I can play this because I can still Staticaster plus Queller, right? My opponent commenting that they haven't been very lucky. I was like, yep, I agree. I think this matchup's terrible for me. I'm gonna kill this before this resolves. Gonna leave the Spell Queller for like, basically like exactly, oh, I should have fetched. The Spell Queller is like for exactly, I should have fetched that land. This is 4, 5. We'll play this tap. We'll start hitting him with the Colonnade next turn. The Spell Queller is like on collected company duty, basically. Zap. GG's, opponent. Sorry for the bad beats if you go back and watch this in the future. That's how Magic goes sometimes. And so, someone asked me about the green-white deck earlier when I was talking about it, and one of the reasons I really don't like the green-white deck is because even your matchups that are good, like this one, you can just stumble and die, right? Like, that's Magic. You have games where you just, like, don't get to play and you lose the game. And the green-white deck doesn't have draws that balances those out in the opposite direction. Like a lot of the really powerful decks in Modern, like Storm and Grixis Death Shadow and Affinity and Tron, they have nut draws, right? So like, if you're balancing out the games you lose where you just didn't get to play against with games where you just run the opponent over, I think that's the good place you want to be. And even a deck like this one kind of generates those nut type draws with your bolt, snap, bolt, race you down games, right? Like, this is a 23. It is almost, right? There's just like Nimble Obstructionist here. So thoughts on Jeskai in general. I don't really have an opinion on Obstructionist versus Geist. I think there were matches in this league where Obstructionist was great. There probably would have been matches where it would have been fine as Geist. I really like being clean with the resource base here. I think this mana base is pretty excellent. I think trying to play a bunch of basic lands in your Cryptic Command deck and trying to play things like Field of Ruin and stuff like that is kind of greedy, especially in the early turns. So I think if you're playing like 23 or 24 lands, you probably shouldn't be playing colorless lands. If you're pushing up into like 25 and 26, you can probably play some Field of Ruins. One of the big questions about this archetype, I think, is Serum Visions versus Opt. I think Serum Visions is better in this deck. I need to play with Opt a little bit to get a feel for it, but like the fact that this just sees so many more cards, and I feel like I wasn't really being choked on mana too often by like playing a Serum Visions on my turn proactively as opposed to being able to hold up an Opt. I feel like I wouldn't have gained a lot of value by being able to hold up Opt versus just playing Serum Visions on my turn a lot of the time. In general, I think the sideboard seems pretty reasonable. It had a lot of good powerful 8 cards. Rest in Peace is a really good card in Modern right now. I might like one more sweeper, but I guess you could argue that like Izzet Staticaster and Engineered Explosives are like pseudo sweepers, so maybe the split is fine. I think Engineered Explosives is like really good in Modern right now, so I never like hate having a second copy of this card. At any rate, thank you everyone that hung out today. We've been streaming for almost 5 hours. That league took 2.5 hours because we played some really long, actually interactive games of Modern. If you didn't catch all this league or any of my other streams, we've been playing a lot of Cobra Seal and other sweet things. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel, which is linked in the stream information below. I will be back with some more Magic the Gathering come Sunday morning. There's no big events going on this weekend, so I plan to stream Sunday morning through most of the day. So thanks everyone for hanging out, and I'll catch you all around then. Big shout out to everyone that subscribed and resubscribed today. Y'all are the reason I am able to do what I do as often as I do, so I really appreciate you all. Let's find someone to give a host to here.